he never loses sight of his roots, which are democratic roots, risen in organizations like ours, grassroots organizations, and he never does forget that. So this organization is wholeheartedly supporting his reelection.
Good to see everyone here, and what a special place at the White Eagle, and so much history, and I think it's very meaningful that this wonderful organization, Maine Township, is a mighty, mighty organization. I want to thank Laura for her leadership. I saw her mother on the way in, and on behalf of decent health care for everyone. That's something the Democratic Party has always believed in, whether it's Harry Truman or John Kennedy or Lyndon Johnson, who proposed and passed Medicare back in 1965. Matter of fact, the Chicago Tribune doesn't like the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. They say it's not a good idea. So we were looking up some of the headlines of the Chicago Tribune in 1965, and they referred to Medicare as a cruel hoax. That it would never happen. Yeah. The same thing, they were back in the 30s running down Social Security, telling seniors, oh, it'll never work. We got to be careful with these people. They don't understand that the great movements of our country, the great social movements that have made a difference in fighting poverty and having health care for people, making sure they have good jobs, they've come from our party. We believe in making sure that everyday people get a fair shake. John Kennedy said, a rising tide lifts all boats, right? He didn't say a rising tide lifts all yachts. It's all boats. The voters of our state and our country do not agree with what they're doing. Holding our country's economy hostage is wrong. You may disagree on policy, but you do that when you have elections, and you do that in the course of debate between the House and the Senate and so on. But we really are at a crucial point in our state of Illinois, because so many of our people in our state work for the federal government. Well, they're not working right now. They're stuck at home, almost all of them. Same way, we have many workers for the state of Illinois who are federally funded. They may be involved in inspecting work sites and making sure they're safe. They may be involved in military work as well, and helping veterans. So it's really important that we band together, and not as Democrats, but as all Americans, to tell this crowd in one faction, in one house of the House of Representatives there in Washington, that to end the nonsense and use some common sense. So we really have to get behind the president on that. He pleaded today with all the governors he said, governors, they're not as ideological as some of these people in the House of Representatives, the Tea Party crowd. Harry Truman, great Democrat, he was accused of giving them hell. He said, I'm not giving them hell, the Republicans. I'm telling the truth, and they think it's hell. Okay? So it's important that we make sure that we band together and work as only Democrats can do. We know how to do the grassroots. And, with all these super PACs and all this big money, there's one thing that equalizes that big money, and I found this out through my whole public life, and it's grassroots Democratic action. That's how we won the Citizen Utility Board. The head of Commonwealth Edison, when I started this, he said, you'll never pass that, ever. We'll kill it in a New York minute in Springfield. Well, we passed it in 1 year, and he's still looking for his gym shoes. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
They would come and the smoke alarms would go off because they couldn't, the vents weren't on. Yeah. And that stuff is very high.
That's right.
High temperature stuff.
Okay.
So,
I guess
get some drinks. Do you want me to get you one?
no, I got two. Yeah, I got two.
Hey, Bob, I was making a joke that as soon as that meeting was over, you were hightailing it to La Jolla.
And the hot tops is 46 Denver players. 45 and they were Jim McKiss is that guy.
Yeah.
Dead high school kid.
Yeah.
So 18 years old.
one for me and one for my mom.